Joining me now for the final time in 2022 is my Sky News colleague, former Labor Minister Graham Richardson. The big energy intervention is going to be legislated on Thursday. Have they got the balance right? They're copying a bit of a spray from industry, but that's predictable, you would have thought.
Yeah, I think that's par for the course. If you weren't getting a spray from industry, there'd be something wrong. Oh, look, I think it looks okay. I think it's a suck it and see proposition. I think over the course of the next few months, the government will have a look and see how it's gone, and if it needs a tweak, it'll get a tweak. But it looks pretty good to me. I think this thing will work. You'll always get naysayers, Kieran, you know that, but seems to me it's okay.
Yeah. When you face power price rises of the magnitude that were included in the budget, a government has to try something, doesn't it, to put some downward pressure on such a spike?
Well, the punters just won't cop that kind of spike. And it's irrelevant about whether it's state-based problem or a federal-based problem. It's a government problem, and I think all governments will suffer for it. And so, you know, the federal Labor government has to do its very best to put downward pressure on prices. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's something that they're going to have to do. They'll have to grit their teeth, gird their loins, and go forward.
Yeah. I've got to tell you, Richo, I'm surprised by some of the reaction from the industry to the extent that they say they were caught off guard. I put it to one of the industry analysts earlier that they mustn't be very good listeners, because Ed Husick has been on this program and elsewhere describing them as a locust swarm. He's been slamming them, saying they haven't honoured their social licence. Other ministers, maybe not as strong, but similar sentiment. I don't know where they've been, how they're surprised by it. Then you see the stock market today reacting, and I don't know what they all thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a case of three blind mice. I mean, they just had no idea. They've been asleep on the job for a long time, because the warnings have been out there. Everybody else got them except the power companies.
100%. And just finally, before you go, it's our last chat for this year until the new year. How would you rate the 2022? Obviously, for your side of politics, the Labor, they've had their ascendants around the place, including Prime Minister Albanese. How would you rate his first, not full year, but his first stint as PM?
Oh, look, I think Albo's first few months have been spectacularly good. He's not put one foot wrong, and he's getting the tone right of what he says. Often, as you know in politics, Kieran, it's not just a matter of what you say, but how you say it. And I think that this bloke is able to communicate with ordinary people so easily. And he doesn't obfuscate. He doesn't try and come up with weasel words to get around what he's doing. He owns up to what he's doing, explains it, and sells the proposition. That's exactly what a politician's supposed to do. You won't hear a whinge out of Albo. He gets on with the job.
Richo, thank you for all of our discussions throughout the year. I appreciate it, and all the best for Christmas to you, Amanda, Darcy, and the family, mate.
Kieran, you are one of Australia's great journalists, and it's a pleasure to work with you. We'll see you in the new year.